Lovebacks! This is my first Halloween tutorial and I know I'm a little bit late in the game, but I thought better late than never. Today I'm going to be showing you how to basically transform into Snow White. She's one of my favorite Disney princesses. My other looks this year, which are coming within the next week, are going to be much more simple. And while this look definitely isn't hard, I kind of want it to be the full package: hair, as in obviously wig, and makeup and outfit and everything. So if you want to see how I transformed into Snow White, then just stay tuned. Starting off with makeup, if you are a little bit tanner, you might want to go a shade or two paler with your foundation. Not so pale that it's going to look ridiculous, but just a little bit paler. And I'm just sticking with my own color right now and going in with 2 layers of foundation. So this is foundation layer number 1, and then you can see I'm moving into number 2 because I truly want a very, very flawless finish. Then after that, I am moving into concealer because I do have acne marks and spots and scars, and I just want to hide those since Snow White had perfect skin. So I am just using that with my fingertips to conceal any blemishes. And I'm not actually going to go under the eye area because this is a quite thick concealer, and I'm going to use something a little bit more lightweight under there. You can see here I did a bad job at filming putting it on, but I am first starting off with a brightening concealer and then using a skin tone concealer. Between my eyebrows and down the nose where I'm blending now with this damp sponge is where I only use the skin tone concealer, and then under the eyes I started off with the brightening concealer and then use the skin tone concealer. This is going to conceal your dark circles pretty much perfectly and also look a little bit more natural than just using a really bright highlighting concealer. Make sure to set that off with a light colored powder just so it doesn't crease while we move into the eyes. Then jumping straight into priming my eyes before we get into eyeshadow. First I am taking this light warm shadow and I'm going to use it on a fluffy brush and just really lightly dust this into the crease. This eye look is very uncomplicated, and all you need to do is make sure you take your time to blend. And once you think it looks blended enough, blend for another minute. It just needs to look very soft and hazy and not necessarily natural, but just not too overdone. Then I'm going to take this light shimmery color and pack this all over my eyelid. This is going to give the eyes a very round shape with it going straight up and into the crease. It's also going to open them a lot more and just make you look more alive and more awake. Once that color is down, I'm taking my blending brush one more time without any extra product on it, and I'm just making sure these 2 lines are nicely blended. Then I'm going to take a matte highlight color and really quickly go across the brow bone with this. Using a small pencil brush, I'll then dust the brown shadow we used on the crease underneath my eyes. And I'm just going to place the color first before taking a clean, fluffy brush, and I'm just going to blend it like crazy. You can use any brush for this step, just make sure it's small enough to get into this area. Then using the color we had on the lids to highlight my inner corners before I jump into eyeliner. You can use whatever eyeliner you're comfortable with. Here I am using a liquid liner because it is going to be super black and also very easy to control. I'm keeping the line relatively thin because I don't necessarily want the look of eyeliner. I just want something for my false lashes to kind of stick against and have a base for, so that they look more natural and my lash line looks a little bit thicker. Then moving back into the rest of my face, I'm dusting a little bit of powder in my T-zone area just to mattify everything and give me a more full coverage look before I move into contouring. Now this is going to be a very light contoured look. I'm just taking a slightly lighter bronzer so it's not too terribly stark on a brush, and then I'm going to blend it out with a clean brush. This way it looks very faded and just like I have natural definition in these areas as opposed to bronzed, since the princess is in fact Snow White. We don't want to look any tanner than we are. So I've just dusted that under the cheekbones and on the temples, and then I'm going to take a little bit under the jaw, which looks really crazy at first, but it actually will help to balance out around her face. So I'm just placing it and then taking a fluffier brush to blend it out. I'll also take a bit of this on my nose with a small brush, and then I'll blend that out with a clean, fluffy brush. For blush, I'm taking this matte, hot, kind of pinkish red color, and I am barely dusting this on the cheeks. I love the color, but this is an insanely pigmented blush, so make sure to just go in with a fairly light hand. Then I'm using a shimmering highlighter to highlight on the tops of my cheekbones. I'll also bring this down the nose, on the Cupid's bow, and on the forehead. Let's breeze through brows. I'm darkening and thickening mine because my wig is actually quite dark. It's actually really close to my natural hair color, so my brows don't look too terribly off. But I am thickening them a bit to get a more youthful look, and I'm also darkening them because clearly with my red hair, I don't need super duper dark brows. I'm also going to use an eyebrow pen to fill in any sparse areas so that it looks a lot more natural and seamless. Then before I set that off with gel, I'm going to quickly highlight under the brow. This is going to give them a more lifted look and make them look a touch more polished. And then finally, I'm setting those off with a bit of clear brow gel. Now before applying any sort of mascara, make sure to set everything off with a makeup setting spray. This is optional, but it will help your makeup last longer and look more natural. Now curling the lashes before I apply a quick coat of mascara to prepare them for the falsies. The falsies I'm going to be using today are my Red Cherry number 43s, so I'm going to jump off camera and I will be right back. After those eyelashes are on, I am popping a little bit of nude liner on my lower waterline and then adding some mascara to those lower lashes to give myself just a little bit of a more awake and doll-like look. Before I applied my lipstick, I really quickly put on my little wig, and it looks really bizarre to me without any lip color on. I think I just look like a zombie. So now I'm going to do what I personally feel like is the most time-consuming part of this look, and that is lining your lips. The red lips are basically Snow White's signature, so really take your time, get your shape down. Don't really rush this because it's hard to reverse red lip liner and just line. Then top that off with your favorite red lipstick. So I really love this costume. It came with the dress and the headband. This is from ilovesexy.com. They have actually a pretty wide selection of plus size outfits. Their shipping took like 2 days as well. The only thing about it, I just want to be like totally honest with you guys, it is short. So I put on a pair of leggings underneath. If you're looking for something a lot more casual, I think this is a great route to go. If you want something a little bit longer, I know that they have other variations of the same costume, so I'll just link them down below for you. It does feel like it's great quality. It fits really nicely, and it's very detailed, so I do really like that. And then my wig is from divawigs.com, and it's actually really nice. It feels really secure on my head. It also comes with like a wig cap and stuff. And I'll make sure to have this exact style link down below as well. I do hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you have not already. And until next time, I love you. I will see you in the next video. Bye.